Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Friday the 12th of September 2025. In today's Millwall news, we're going to start off with this. For some reason, the club have decided to commemorate the retirement of Lee Gregory. I mean, he was a decent player for us a few years ago, but they've published a whole story about it. So, let's get into it. Millwall Football Club would like to wish former striker Lee Gregory all the very best as he confirms his retirement from professional football. Gregory, now 37 years old, most recently played for Mansfield Town in Sky Bet League One, scoring 10 goals in 24-25, but will most fondly be remembered by Lions fans for his spell in SC16, in which he made 238 appearances, scoring 77 times between 2014 and 2019. The former electrician joined the Lions from Halifax Town and became an instant hit, pairing up with Steve Morrison to craft a formidable partnership in attack in League One, finding the net 18 times as the club won the playoffs in the third tier in 2016-17. Gregory scored 10 goals in his first season back at the Championship level, netting 13 times in his final campaign with the club before a move to Stoke City. Thank you for your service in the Millwall shirt and enjoy retirement, Gregs. So yeah, don't think they don't do this all the time. I don't weirdly why they're doing it now. But yeah, not that I'm against it, but just a bit bizarre. I think they're a bit matey behind the scenes, I would imagine. The guy who used to run the thing probably was his name Max McClellan. Maybe he's mates with him. I don't know, but. Hey, yeah, all the best, So, 37 years old, that's a long old retirement there. Is he going to go back on the tools? Is he going to go back and be a Sparky? Probably not, I don't know, but there you go. Now, moving on to this. This may be of some interest to those of you who live out west. The Swansea City Ticket, Swansea City away. It's on Saturday the 27th of September. It's a 12:30 kick-off because it will be, I think, streamed or on television. They're going on sale on Monday the 15th. So this Monday. And for some reason, Swansea are probably a bit backwards. I don't know what's going on there. It says, please note that Swansea City are unable to facilitate a large number of collections. We advise to select the posted option if you are unable to collect tickets from the den. Well, they've only given us 1,374 tickets, so I mean, how many of them are going to be collected? I mean, 100? 200? You can't handle that? Are you not a professional football team? What are you doing? Anyway, coaches will leave the den at 5:45 a.m. Coach tickets are priced at £42. Which is a lot more expensive than the tickets, which are priced at £28 for adults, £17 for over 65s, £17 for 18 to 23s, £12.50 for under 18s, and £7.50 for under 14s. So there you go. If that's of interest to you, jump on that on Monday. And there you go. Now, moving on this closer. On Tuesday night, obviously Palace away. Big game, It's going to be on Sky Sports Plus, which means it can be shown at the Den. It's going to be shown in the new bar area in Dochertys. So perfect opportunity if you haven't seen, to have a little go, because it only costs, was it £5? So yeah, Tuesday's Carabao Cup third round tie against Crystal Palace will be screened live in Dochertys, with the away end at Selhurst Park sold out. Take advantage of the chance to watch the London derby amongst other Millwall supporters in the Den's brand new lounge. Tickets cost £5 and include a free drink. So I mean, it's basically free. You're just paying for a drink. And food will be served between 6:30 to 9. From the menu attached below. Dochertys will be open at 6:30 and close at 11. Oh, so you're a bit of afters, which, it's not going to extra time. But it's going to go straight to penalties. So interesting that they're closing at 11. So obviously think if we win the game, there'll be a bit of celebrations going on. So that sounds like a lot of fun. And there you go. And this is the menu they're going to be offering. Not the same menu that they have on a Millwall match day in terms of a home game. But, you know, treacle cured gammon steak. Beer battered haddock. The Den burger. Manz's steak pie. With mash and liquor. Caesar salad. Homemade Scotch egg. Buffalo chicken wings. And cauliflower and spinach pakoras. There you go. Lovely stuff. Now, moving on to this. You know, just mention a little interesting thing that pops up. We're going to talk about it, and then we'll probably never talk about Kevin Nisbet ever again. Cormac knew about my own transfer before me. Nisbet. And this is from bbc.co.uk. Kevin Nisbet says he first became aware of Aberdeen's summer interest when he saw a news report speculating that chairman Dave McCormack had been telling supporters in Romania the move was happening. Aberdeen paid around £300,000 to bring Scotland striker Nisbet back from Millwall after a successful loan spell last season, which culminated in the Scottish Cup triumph at Hampden. However, he says Cormac was confident of the deal going through days before the eventual deadline day deal, when Aberdeen played FCSB, which is Steaua Bucharest, in their Europa League playoff. It was quite late in the window, Nisbet said when asked if he was aware of Aberdeen's interest. I think it was when Dave started telling people in Romania that I was signing. I didn't really know anything about it. Then obviously you know what Dave is like. You know he's a man of the word, and by Monday it was done. Of course, I had a game first at Millwall, so it was a case of play that first and we'll see what happens. And then, you know, by Monday night, I was an Aberdeen player. When the clubs were at dialogue with each other about fees and stuff like that, I knew the personal terms weren't going to be an issue, you know. I knew I wanted to come back, and, you know, as soon as it was agreed, it was a case of get a flight up there and get it done. Nisbet 28 netted 14 times for Aberdeen last term and believes the Dons are getting in for peak years of his career. I think every striker goes through their prime when they're towards the latter end of their career. I don't think Aberdeen fans saw the best of me last year, but I've come back fit, mentally and physically in a good place and just hit the ground running and to try and score as many goals as possible. So there you go. As mentioned, you know, I covered this at the time and people were saying, they were calling that guy a liar. There was, I think it was a BBC reporter. He was in the crowd. I don't know why he was in the crowd, or whether he heard someone told him. So he was friends with someone in the crowd, and he went on TV and said, "Yeah, look, we've got this rumor. You know, the Aberdeen chairman has been going around the crowd at the away section in Bucharest, having conversations with the fans, saying that Kevin Nisbet's going to be signing on Monday." And everyone's like mocking him and like taking a piss out of him, but you know, it was true. It was true. So there you go. And you know, good luck, Kevin Nisbet, 28 years old. We'll see how you get on. Well, it's a tough act to follow, you know, winning the Scottish Cup last season. Now we are going to start talking about the game tomorrow. The international break will finally be over when the Charlton Millwall game kicks off at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. This is from summitnews.co.uk. Millwall boss outlines what he expects from Charlton Athletic ahead of Derby. Alex Neil outlined what he expects from Charlton Athletic ahead of Millwall's trip to the Valley on Saturday. The Lions take on their South London rivals for the first time in 5 years, with their last match at the ground back in July 2020. Millwall won 4 out of their last 5 clashes with Charlton and have not lost to them since 1996. The Addicts have had a mixed start to the season, beating Watford at home on the opening day of the campaign, but failed to win their following 3 league games and were knocked out of the EFL Cup in the second round, losing 3-1 to League 2 side Cambridge United, managed by ex-Lions boss Neil Harris. Alex Neil, gave Nisbet his verdict on Nathan Jones' side. I've watched most of their games this season. You're very aggressive. I like to defend for one. I want to make you turn the ball against you in terms of transitions. We know exactly what we're going to be expecting in the game. It's just whatever we can perform on the day and who gets the better of the duels in the match. And if we can do that, then, we've got a great chance, by the way. Indeed. Well, here's the thing, we played well against Wrexham and we ended up losing 2-0. Do you want us to play well or do you want us to win the game? I think we're at the point now we want to see results. It doesn't have to be gung-ho, sexy football. Especially in this game. I think this is a must-win game to some extent. I think you know what's going to happen. If we lose the game, the moaning is going to be off the chart. The vitriol is going to be off the chart. So, I'd rather not have all that, so let's just win the game. I mean, easy as that, eh? Simple as. Now, moving on to this. I love derbies. Not me, Alex Neil. southernnews.co.uk, again. I love derbies, Alex Neil and Mill. Really looking forward to Charlton clash tomorrow. Well, he said the other day he was nervous. Make your mind up. Mill are really looking forward to facing South London rivals. Charlton Athletic tomorrow, Alex Neil said. The Lions travel to face the Annex at the Valley, the latest edition of a derby that has been dormant since 2020, when Charlton were relegated to League One. The Annex were promoted back to the Championship via the playoffs last season and will be looking for revenge from the last time the two teams met at the Valley, with Jake Cooper's late header earning the Lions a 1-0 win and denting their survival chances. Neil is excited that the derby has been renewed this season. Oh, I love derbies, I think derbies are one of the main reasons we love football. There's nothing better than playing one of your local rivals and trying to get the bragging rights. We'll be really looking forward to the game. We know what it means to the fans, so we want to make sure we go there and we put on a good performance. As we know, these games are a little bit different from the normal ones because of what's riding on it, and I'm hoping we'll be ready and we'll see what we can do. Mill have won all three of their away matches this season and have not lost to Charlton since 1996. Well, you know what that means, don't ya? You gotta jinx it. You had to jinx it, didn't ya? Asked if that gives him confidence heading into the match, Neil said, we're confident going into pretty much every game, but I think what this level shows you is you need to treat every game on its own individual merit. More importantly, you can win or lose any game at this level. If there's a lapse of concentration, or if you don't move the ball well enough, or you don't compete well enough, or you make a mistake at a crucial time in the game, or you don't take the chances, the game can turn quickly, The difference between winning and losing is that these margins are so fine at this level that you're just hoping that things work out in your favour. We know that we can play well, and we know we can win games, and we know we can create chances. And we know, we've got all the elements we need in our team to try and have a successful season. And it's just to bring that element of consistency to our game. So there you go. Cool. Now, let's have a look at this. This is the preview from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Mill travelled to Charlton Athletic in the Sky Bet Championship on Saturday afternoon, kick-off at 12:30 p.m. That's Great British time, by the way. The Lions are back in action following the first international break of the 25-26 campaign and will make the short hop across South London, aiming to protect their 100% record on the road so far this season. Lucas Jensen, Danny McNamara, Alfie Doughty, Femi Aziz, Billy Mitchell, Casper Denor and Rafiq Lamptey remain on the lengthy injury list, but however, Macaulay Langstaff and Zach Lovelace have been back in training this week and could play a part in the matchday squad. Will Smallbone, Turner Ballo and Derek Mizu-Sako could be handed debuts if selected. What? We were led to believe that Will Smallbone was injured. So, was he not injured? Was he pretending to be injured? So that he wouldn't get traded? But then when Alex Neil called him up, he said, yeah, I'll come and join you. I don't know. The away end is sold out in SE7 for the 75th meeting between the two clubs. If you cannot make it to the Valley, then listen to live match commentary on Millwall TV, or if you are overseas and on the list of territories below, purchase a match pass for £10 now. Yes, and let's get into that. Oh, before we get to that. So, yeah, there's some funny business going on with the Metropolitan Police. So they put this out. There will be changes to the routes fans can take to get from the ground to Charlton train station after the match. The routes are shown in the map below. We appreciate everyone's cooperation. So, yeah. Mill supporters will be directed to walk along Valley, Grove and Floyd Road to access Charlton Station. So that's a short... we got the short journey, where their fans are being made to walk all the way around. So that's interesting. And there's also engineering works throughout the line, but the trains are still running. I think they're just diverted. So it's not... I don't think it's running through Blackheath. No, I think it is going through Blackheath. It's going Lewisham, Blackheath, and then on to Charlton. It's not going Deptford, Greenwich, onto Charlton. That one's closed. So it's going around. So if you're thinking of getting on that one, yeah, you probably won't be able to do that. It's not listed here, but there is also a massive Section 35 order that has been announced by the Metropolitan Police, which is basically dispersal order. If you're hanging around, they can tell you to move, and if you don't do it quickly enough, they can then arrest you. That's in place from like Woolwich to Deptford. It's a very large area, so I don't know if that's because the game is going to be shown live on television. Maybe they think the pubs in the area will be showing the game, and that's like a problem. I don't know, but that's what they're doing. So, in terms of watching the game, if you haven't got a ticket, you can watch the game. How can you watch the game? Well, this is from millfc.co.uk. Watch the Lions at Charlton Athletic. Watch the Lions at Charlton Athletic in selected territories. Overseas Lions fans in certain locations can stream this Saturday's trip to Charlton Athletic for £10. This fixture is only available in selected countries due to broadcasting rights, with the game being selected for Sky Sports coverage. UK-based subscribers and supporters in countries not listed below can listen to audio commentary on Millwall TV. So, match passes available. So, if you are in these countries, or if you can pretend to be in these countries using a VPN, which I know is very popular these days, thanks to this failing Labour government. Match pass is available in these locations. I believe it's called Czechia now, not Czech Republic. Gibraltar, Guam, Kiribati, Laos, etc., etc., etc. A lot of Oceania here. Tokelau, Wallis and Fortuna. So, let's have a look in the reverse. This is from livesoccertv.com. Now, the game isn't on Sky Sports Plus. It's actually on the main channels. So that may be a reason for the Section 35 dispersal order, because it means that if you have a pub that has Sky Sports, it has the Sky Sports channels. This is on the Sky Sports channels. It's not on the Sky Sports Plus streaming service. Although you will be able to stream it, because you can stream these channels. Simple as. So it's on Sky Sports main event, and it's on Sky Sports Football. And that is for people in the UK and Ireland. Obviously that means as well it's on Now TV and Sky Go. Let's ignore that. So, this is where it's being shown around the world. and these are the channels that you can watch it. If you're in the Caribbean, it looks like it's Disney Plus Premium Caribbean, ESPN Africa, Fan Code if you're in Afghanistan, in Brunei Darussalam, Astro Go, Nova Sport Bulgaria in Bulgaria. You know, this is being shown around the world. So pay attention, Millwall players. You are being shown around the world. The world will be watching you tomorrow. Hong Kong, MyTV Super, Viaplay Iceland, Sport 2 in Israel, Setanta Sports Kazakhstan. Hey, Setanta Sports is still going out in Kazakhstan. Arena Sports 1 in Serbia in Montenegro. What else have we got? Yeah, you get the idea. You know, you can go down and see Saint Helena. They have ESPN Africa. Interesting. I guess they're in the middle of the Atlantic. They're miles away from anyone. But I guess they are technically part of Africa. So there you go. You know, Singapore 111 Mio Sports 1. Viaplay Sweden. Monomax in Thailand. Kiev Star TV in Ukraine, Paramount Plus and Amazon Prime Video in the United States of America. So there you go. This is where it is being shown around the world. Now, let's get into it. Let's have a little, let's have a go at it. Obviously, well documented and well mentioned many, many times that this is probably one of the most one-sided derbies in the world. We win this game a lot. We win it at home and we win it away. We haven't always won it. You know, we do lose. We've lost 7 times away at Charlton. Although some of these, I believe, were not at Charlton. I think this game was at Upton Park in 1992 in front of about 2,000 people. Can you imagine? Having Charlton Athletic, Millwall at, Stratford Stadium? Wouldn't happen these days, would it? So the last time, 1996, last time we lost away at Charlton, 2-0 defeat, March 1996. And as mentioned, there have only been 7 defeats away at Charlton. You can see that there's so many greens. There's a few D's as well, draws. 3-3 draw in 1986. What a game that must have been. 4-3 win in 1968. Biggest ever win, 4-1. Only 4-1. In 1926 and in 1933. In fact, the first ever game that we went to Charlton was in January 2022. And we lost 2-1. 3 draws in a row, 1927, 27 and 1930. 1-1-1. 1. But yeah, the defeat September. September 1930, a 2-0 defeat. September 1934, a 3-1 defeat. Oh dear, we lose in September. Oh, there's a September here that we won 3-1. And there's a September here where we won 3-0. Okay. A 4-4 draw in 2009. Wow. 8 goals in a game. Can you imagine these days us scoring 4 goals and not winning a game? My goodness. But you can see here, so not only have we won these games. Have a little look at this. Clean sheet. We've played away at Charlton. The last 5 games, we haven't conceded a goal. That's insane. That must end. It must end. They must score. They can't. How? This is unprecedented. There's 3 in a row up here. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. Although 2 of them have been 0-0 draws. Do you think they will play for a 0-0 draw tomorrow? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I think Nathan Jones realises if they win that game, that's going to be that's going to make him a hero. I think he's probably going to get his name written in the record books. And if you look at the other way, if you look at home games against Charlton, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defeats. It's, like I said, it's the most. I think I was the ball boy for this game. I believe I was the ball boy for this game. 2nd of September 1992, Anglo-Italian Cup. It was fucking freezing, and we lost 2-1. What an absolute shit show all round. I would have been 11 years old. God damn. Can you imagine? We've only lost at home to Charlton 5 times, and I was the ball boy for one of them. What the fuck? What a fucking joke, eh? How's your luck? Well, luckily I won't be going to tomorrow's game, so won't have to worry about losing that. But, yeah, there you go. Interesting stuff. Now, closer to today, the present. We've looked at the past. Let's look at the present and use it to predict the future. Now, for some reason they've included the friendly here from 2023. I don't know why. This is whoscored.com. So, the last 6... Oh, hang on. Let's do that. Okay. That gets rid of that friendly. The last 6 games at Charlton. We've scored 8 goals. They've scored 4. But those 4 goals were in 1 game. As mentioned previously, they haven't scored in 5 games at home to Millwall. That is insane. 15 yellow cards to 12. It's a feisty affair. A 1 red card for us and 1 red card for them in the 6 games. If we go to the right hand side and look at the match facts, Millwall have kept a clean sheet in their last 5 away matches against Charlton in all competitions. Millwall are undefeated in the last 14 matches against Charlton in all competitions. Yeah, that's home and away. So, last 14 matches against Charlton in all competitions, undefeated. Bosh. That's not a good thing, I don't think. These things need to end sometime. Can you imagine? I've used this before, but let's imagine you're in a casino down at Leicester Square. You're at a roulette table and you're just watching, you've got some chips in your hand and you're just watching. And you're watching and, oh, red. Okay. Next one, red. And then red. And then it comes up red. And this goes on and on and on. And then it gets to 14. And you're thinking, well, it's always coming up red. I should probably put my chips down on red. Well, why would you do that? Surely it's going to be black now, isn't it? Although statistically, I think each roll of the roulette wheel is its own event. But we're undefeated in the last 14 matches against Charlton. This is their cup final. This is important to them. We've got bigger things on our mind, We've got problems off the pitch. We've got injury problems. We've got these players coming in out of nowhere. Players that people have never heard of coming in. We've got the Serb. What happened with the Serb? He pulled out of the under-21s and no one mentioned it. No one commented on it. They told them that they were injured, and then Millwall was stupid enough to put up photos of him in training on their X account. What's going on with the Serb? Did he want to leave? Did he not want to leave? Why have none of our strikers, barring Langstaff, scored a goal yet this season? Is it time for them to score tomorrow? Because this is the thing, any of them that score in that game and win help the win, that's going to be fantastic. People still going on about Matt Smith scoring against Charlton. It matters to people, this kind of thing. Charlton have seen under 2.5 goals in their last 5 home matches against Millwall in all competitions. So, let's have a look at the table as it stands now. Really too early to look at the table in terms of positioning. We're just looking at the results. Obviously, we've got 2 wins and 2 defeats, no draws, and both of those are... We've won our 2 away games and lost our 2 home games. But what about Charlton? They've won 1, drawn 1, and lost 2. You see, they got off to a fantastic start because they were at home to Watford and they won 1-0. Just managed to sneak the win. They kept a clean sheet. Next game, away to Bristol City. Apparently they parked the bus 0-0. Do what you got to do. They've got a League One squad. They've got to try and stay up. And then they lose, and then they lose. They lose at home to Leicester 1-0. Very tight game. And then they lose away at Queen's Park Rangers, another team that's not doing terribly well at the moment. But much like us, Queen's Park Rangers were winless. And they needed to get the win, and they did get the win. And that's much like us with Wrexham. They were winless. They needed to get the win, and they got the win. Now we go down, we click on that, and we click on that. As mentioned, our away form is very good. These are our away games so far this season. We conceded against Norwich. We kept clean sheets against Newport and Sheffield United. And we scored 2 at Norwich and 1 at Newport and 1 at Sheffield United. Now Charlton, they kept a clean sheet against Watford. They failed to score against Leicester, but they conceded against Stevenage and they conceded against Leicester. Now, can they keep a clean sheet tomorrow? I think if they keep the clean sheet, it'll probably be 0-0. But you never know. Oh dear. Okay, strengths and weaknesses. Strengths for them is aerial duels. Aerial duels. But we're strong in aerial duels. But they're very strong in aerial duels. Oh God, here we go. Defending against skillful players. They are very weak, and we are very weak. Okay. So let's get onto it. Let's get the predictions from WhoScored.com. There's our injury list. A lot more than them. Charlton were beaten 3-1 by London rivals QPR in their most recent championship fixture, conceding twice in the latter stages of a tight contest at Loftus Road. After winning on their return to the second tier, Nathan Jones' side have picked up just 1 point from their last 3 league outings. The hosts face another challenging London derby on Saturday. Millwall are unable to produce a response to Kiefer Moore's 58th minute strike 2 weeks ago, conceding again deep in second half stoppage time in a 2-0 home defeat to Wrexham. Alex Neil will take confidence from the Lions' strong away form ahead of their trip to the Valley. The visitors have won both of their games on the road this campaign. But they say, Charlton won, Millwall won. Now, interesting thing. Charlton, they won their first game of the season. So they had a lot of time to prepare for that, did they not? We've just had an international break. They've had a lot of time to prepare. Well, not a lot, but they've had time to prepare for this game tomorrow. But they reckon it's going to be a draw. So now we move on to sportsmole.co.uk. They always do these wonderful previews, and I feel a bit bad because I usually just skip them and get to the get to the predictions. So Mill suffered a 2-0 defeat in the hands of Wrexham on August the 30th, a game in which they produced nearly 3 times as many shots inside the box as their opponents, and their XG figure of 1.96 was significantly more than the victors' figure of 0.53. Yes. Boss Alex Neil will be pleased that his side had been more adventurous this term, with his team's tally of 118 touches in the penalty area, presumably of the opposition, only bettered by Coventry City with 155. So we're second in the league for touches of the ball in the opposition's penalty area. The Lions are unbeaten against the hosts in the past 12 encounters, and they have won 4 of the club's 5 clashes since 2015. Mill have lost 2 and triumphed in 2 of their last 4 games in all competitions, but they've been defeated in 2 of their past 3 in the league, conceding 5 and scoring just once. Neil's side have emerged as victors in all 3 of their away outings in 25-26, winning 1-0 twice, and their form on the road contrasts with their displays at the end of 24-25, when they lost 4 of their final 5 away matches. We say, Sportsmog says, Charlton Athletic 1, Mill 2. It is difficult to see Charlton winning on the weekend, given their displays in their winless run have been concerning, while Mill have been excellent on the road. The visitors have always been historically challenging opponents for the hosts, and they should be seen as favourites to claim all 3 points. I am worried. We've got so many injuries. Casper's out. Casper is amazing. You know. Who's going to be in the middle? Is Bangor Williams, is he back? Kundal? Luongo? I think this could be the time. This could be it. This could be the big slip up. I think we're going to lose this game. I think we could lose this game. It's a game we should probably be winning because they're not very good. Their squad isn't very good. They got a League One squad. Let's be honest about it. They just snuck up in the playoffs last season. They haven't really improved that much. But given all our injuries and all of that stuff, I think we're going to lose this. And I think it could be 2-0 to Charlton Athletic. So, there you go. Hopefully it's not of a fucking Bender mistake. Because if he makes another mistake, he's got to be shown the door. He's got to be sent back to Fulham. I mean, come on, man. Give Crocombe a game. Do something. But, there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.